Okay, so it's the 18th of November today, and we've had a meeting to review recent activity on Harrow Common and in the project generally. Actually, in September, we had the pebble count at Brunel University, which was attended by about 8 or 9 of us for training and workshopping. And we hope to repeat that, to go back to Brunel and finish what we started, and to count a larger sample of pebbles, but maybe record them with slightly less detail so that we can get more pebbles counted. And the aim is going to be to pick out anything that's not a flint, essentially, from the different sizes of pebbles, so that they can be recorded then, and that data can be compared across the other analysis of gravel that's been done in the past. Is that approximately accurate? The second thing then that we discussed was our exciting day on October the 25th, when we dug down at the vertical section on Harrow Common, where we had previously reached ground level in a 3-meter bank. So the exposure of the 3 meters remains open. I'm happy to say it's looking very nice. But we wanted to see what was below. And so we went down 1 meter below ground level. It was pretty ugly, not interesting, sandy soil, for about 1 meter. And then quite suddenly and unexpectedly, we hit a very large flint, a piece of ferricrete or iron cemented sandstone. And when we removed those, there was this bright mottled clay underneath. It wasn't exactly very clayey, more silty, but very brightly coloured. So we did have to, on that day, backfill and leave it safe. But the plan is to go and reopen that hole, dig down deeper, see how far this very interesting mottled bed goes and what might be beneath that, and see whether we can identify whether the mottled bed is part of the Stanmore gravel or in fact is below, potentially Claygate. Is it that the mottled bed could be Claygate? I can't remember.
Yeah.
All weathered on the top, on the surface, where it had been exposed at some stage in the past. I suggested it could be.
So Claygate could become mottled if it was exposed at some time in the past. But that could be the Claygate we're looking at. Otherwise, we keep going down until we find the Claygate. That's the ultimate aim, is to find the Claygate, because that's theoretically the base of the Stanmore. Yeah. So the next digging that we plan to do is to go down a little bit further, or as far as we can, and go with augers, hand augers.
But it's not the base, it's beneath the base.
Beneath the base. The Claygate is beneath the base. Sorry that I didn't express that very clearly. So we want to find the base of the Stanmore gravel, and if we find Claygate, then we know we've reached the base of the Stanmore. Okay, so that's the second major thing. We did discuss in this meeting digging to the left of site X1 as a further 3 meter drop. That'll be for another time. We're still thinking about that. We did discuss at some depth what analysis we need to do, want to do, and can do for the sand and for the pebbles. But I think the first step is to ask Phil at Brunel what can be done with the sand. Ask Phil at Brunel if we can have another day in his lovely lab to do some more sorting, and then potentially to have a bigger day where more people can attend in a larger room, when we can count more pebbles. And Ian was suggesting 8,000. It does sound a lot of counting to do. I wonder if we did go through 8,000 pebbles of this sample, how many we would find that are not. There was only one more thing that I wanted to say, which was that we've we've spoken to Ian about going over to Thorndon Park in Essex to have a look at the gravels there, and we're planning a date in January the 11th, hopefully, to go to Essex and look at some different gravel, different Stanmore gravel. And I think that's more or less what we've worked through.